Okay, this really annoys me because this is one of those situations where without video, there's no way you could prove this. I'm going to show you a dash cam video. I'm going to show it to you without any kind of narration first. Okay, so here is the video. This, by the way, is Dash Discovers. That's the channel that had this video. They get submitted clips from a bunch of different people. I'll put a link down below to that video. This video is approximately 6 minutes 30 seconds in. Where are we at? 6 minutes and... yeah, it's roughly 6:32. Yeah, 6:32. Okay, so here's the video. So right in the center. So, who is at fault? This might seem like it could be complicated at first, but it's really not even remotely complicated. It's just something most people aren't really aware of looking at. Okay, so what's going on here? What is this roadway here? Okay, let me show you. There we go. So this is not the same exact road, but this is the same exact layout. Okay, I just happen to know, I'm pretty familiar with the Levittown area. I used to live there. So here we are at, if you type in 19057 into Google, switch over to satellite view, and slightly upper right corner, look for South Oxford Valley Road at South Olds Boulevard. Okay, we're concerned about the north-south direction here. And the view in the video is of a car sitting here looking forward, and the SUV is here and the car is here. Okay, and the impact occurs right here. Now the thing you have to watch in the video is you notice the car never changes lanes. Why? How is that? Why did the SUV turn into the car? He didn't. The car drove into the SUV. The car drove into the SUV, who was lawfully turning into the turn lane, and the car was illegally driving along the center median. So you notice there are 2 lanes northbound, and there are 2 lanes southbound. So if you go up here, you'll see there's only 2 lanes in each direction. And what you have is every now and then this center median here. Now in the video, the center median is a little bit different. It's a, if you ever drive along a road and you notice you have that center median that has a solid white or yellow line on the outside of both sides and a dashed line on the inside of both sides. So you can turn into that lane to make a left across the roadway. Okay, same thing as this, except you have yin-yangs. And that's where you'll have this arrow pointing left from both directions. So either direction can go into that center lane to use it to make a left wherever there might happen to be a street. This road is slightly different in that it actually demarcates dedicated left turns because there's not as many left turns. If there was like 5 different entrances here, this might be a yin-yang road like that. If I could find an example of it, I'll bring it up. But this was the easiest to find example that did the same thing. Now, if you turn into this left turn lane going southbound, you are required to make this turn. You are not allowed to go straight. Matter of fact, you can't go straight. Even if you wanted to, you're not allowed to go back over to go straight, because these cars are assuming you're turning left. That's why it's a solid white line. You're not. Once you enter this lane, that's it. You're turning left legally. You have to turn left. All right. So this car, what they did instead was they realized, wow, there's a lot of backed up traffic going to this light, but this center median is totally open. This must be a dedicated high-speed traffic passing lane just for me. The state made a lane just for me to use as my own private passing lane. So this car drives through here and then drives through here and impacts the SUV, who is correctly waiting until this merge here opens up. See how this lane opens? See how it's 2 lanes? You got the right lane and the left lane, and then you have this opening to enter the left turn only lane. Okay? The car came from back here and drove through all of this and hit the SUV. You're not allowed to do that. Now, with this set of markings laid out in front of you, remember, the car did not come from over here. It didn't come from over here. It was in this center median lane the entire time. It was using it as a high-speed dedicated passing lane to pass the lines of cars waiting in these two lanes to go through the light. And it realized that this left turn lane was all empty. I don't even know if this car intended to go left. I have seen people drive up this left turn lane and then cut in front of the cars at the light and go straight. I've seen people do that. It's insane. But people are saying, well, he didn't use his blinker. Well, first of all, you're correct. The SUV didn't use his turn signal. But this is one of those cases where there's no need for a turn signal. Because the purpose of a turn signal is to alert other people to what you're doing. Well, if you are right here where this word Oxford Valley is, and you're turning into this left turn lane that didn't exist 5 feet before that, it's a brand new lane forming. As you can see here, this lane is forming. Who are you signaling to? There can't be anybody behind you. This is a center median. Oh yeah, there's a guy driving in the center median and using it as his personal passing lane. Oops! So this guy doesn't really have even I don't signal when I turn into dedicated left turn lanes like this, because who am I signaling to? There can't be. The whole purpose of if you're making a left merge, the whole purpose of a turn signal is to let the guy who might be in that left lane behind you, hey buddy, I'm coming over. Yeah, but there's nobody here. There's not supposed to be anybody there. All right, nobody's allowed to go through that. So there's no reason to use a turn signal. It's good etiquette. You should use a turn signal, but there's no reason to. You know, strategically, logistically, there's nobody for you to signal to. At least no lawful traffic for you to signal to. So now, with this in mind, keeping in mind that this road is 2 lanes, and then there's this center median here that has yin-yangs, meaning it's like this, but for both directions. So instead of being a white solid line here, it'd be another solid dashed line on both sides. You know, that common center median you can use to go both ways. That's what this is. So with that in mind, let's watch this video again. So you can see right here, see the solid yellow line here? And you see the dashed lines right here? Okay? You can actually see right there, you can see a piece of the merge, where this yellow line and dashed line turns into a single solid yellow line and curves over to here. It's right there. You can see it'll end right there where the dashed line ends, and it begins right here. You can just see it in the road there. Because remember, this angle's pretty far away. All right? So from this arrow to this arrow is the left turn lane for the light, just like I showed you in Levittown. Everything behind this arrow is a center median. You're not allowed in there unless you're turning left right there. You can't go into the center median and travel down the length of the roadway using it as your private passing lane to pass everybody. And that's exactly what this car is doing. He started all the way back here and just decided this is his personal passing lane to pass all these cars. Now, this SUV has now gotten to this lane here where he can turn left, and he does exactly that. He moves over to turn left. That car is not even supposed to be there. That car came from all the way back here where it's a center median. He's not allowed to do that. He shouldn't even have to look. Matter of fact, it's because of these videos. I used to never look when I turned into a left turn lane like this. Why would I look? It's like you coming up to a one-way street. Okay? And the traffic is going right. Is there any reason why you would have to look right? Why would you look right? No traffic is allowed to come from the right. It's a one-way street. Well, this is a forming left turn lane. Why would you check your mirror? There can't be a car there. Unless you got some idiot using the center median as his own private passing lane. I mean, the SUV committed technical violations. He waited a little bit late to get into the lane, because you can see it's a solid white line. But by the way, that's why it's solid white and not solid yellow. Solid yellow is no cross. Or is it the other way around? I know there's a difference between white and yellow, and it might be different from state to state. I know one means no cross, unless it's with a dash, and one means cross with caution. I believe yellow is no cross except emergency, or, if it is solid yellow. The center median doesn't have a solid yellow. It has a combo solid yellow dashed, which means something else. But like on like here in the middle of the road here, let me get my face out of the way. Here you can see right there, it's double yellow. Okay, that double yellow is just straight up no cross. You're just not allowed to cross that if it's a double yellow. There we go. So double yellow means no cross, period. Okay, so yellow means no cross. White usually means cross with caution. Meaning you can cross, but be careful. All right, so he did cross over the white solid, which he's allowed to do, and but he was turning into what should have been an empty left turn lane, because he's the first car turning into it. There's no way for him to expect this guy, who is running along a center median yin-yang where you can turn left at different spots, because you see there's different neighborhoods here and stuff like that, so there's different places where you can turn. You can even see how the road is normally 2 lanes up here. You can't see my mouse. There we go. You can see it's 2 lanes up here, and then the road widens right here, and this becomes a center island. This might not even have yin-yangs. I might just be seeing stuff that I think is arrows. It might not be arrows, because you can tell it's wet. So you can see the water on the ground here in front of the cars. So what I'm seeing is yin-yangs. So my road in Levittown might be exactly like this. 2 lanes. The road then expands to create this 3rd lane here, and this would then be a gore point or center median, be like a gore line. This is a center median. The only reason I suspect it's where you can turn left is because this side here has dashed and solid. So I suspect this traffic here is allowed to go into the center median in order to turn like left onto the street right here. So I'm guessing this is to permit traffic to turn left into that apartment complex or industrial complex or whatever that business park is right there, because it has a dashed line next to the yellow. That's why I'm thinking it's a yin-yang where traffic can enter. But there's no place for any traffic to enter. Oh, there is. Right over here. You can see that might be an entrance right there. So it might be legal for traffic on this side here to use this center median to stop, to turn left across traffic, to enter this whatever's over on the right here. That might be legal to do. I can't 100% for sure see if there's dashed lines on this side. There is dashed lines on this side, so for sure the traffic going away from us is allowed to enter this center median to turn left. This guy, however, is not allowed to drive straight through the center median in his own personal private passing lane. He's not allowed to do that. This car has no reason to look or signal, although because of watching videos like this, I now look both ways on one-way streets. And I now look behind me when turning into a dedicated turn lane like this, because I've watched enough dash cam videos to see enough morons like the guy in this car doing exactly what he's doing. Oh, and there are people arguing. Okay, let's back it up again. Look, you can see the dotted lines next to him. He's in the center median. He's not in a lane. There is no lane where he is. He's in the yellow marked center median. He's not allowed to be there. Now, at this point, right now is when this SUV would look in his mirrors to see, okay, there's nothing there. I'm now going to turn left into the left turn lane. Remember, it's a solid white, so you're allowed to cross with caution. Okay, so he's allowed to go over the solid white line. And, it's pedantic nitpicking to try to justify anything because he crossed a solid white line or he didn't use a signal. The core, that's like saying, that's like saying your headlights are off as you drove through, as the other guy drove through a red light at dusk. It's not dark yet. Your headlights don't matter. The other guy ran a red light. Unless you intentionally aimed for the guy, it don't matter. He ran a red light. I mean, it's like you turned right on green, and the guy going this way ran the red light and hit you, so you're at fault because you didn't signal that you were turning right. He ran a fucking red light. It doesn't matter if you didn't signal. Well, this guy drove through the center median. It doesn't matter if this guy signaled or not. This guy drove through the freaking center median. Now he's in the turn lane. Too late. Who's at fault? It's pretty simple. This guy's at fault. And the problem is, because they're so far up, this guy's going to lie and say, I turned into the left turn lane, and this guy merged over and hit me. You think this guy's going to admit that, oh yeah, I was driving in the center median for the last half a mile? You think he's going to admit that? Of course not. He's going to say, I was just sitting here in my lane, and this guy merged into me. So, if who is at fault? This guy's at fault. Who is going to be declared at fault? This guy, unless he gets this video. If the SUV gets this video, if it looks like a Chevy, if the Chevy gets this video, this guy's at fault. Because you're going to clearly see this guy riding up the whole entire center median to pass everybody. And you're not allowed to do that. Questions, comments, trolling, bickering, bitching, and arguing, all down below.